Why Dukes of Hazzard?
Me and my wife went to a Hazzard Homecoming in Sperryville, Virginia, and I grew up with the Dukes, so it was kind of a remission when I was a kid growing up. Probably was about 16. One of the biggest things is Jerry Rushing over behind me. Guy Waldron wrote a story about him, and Jerry Rushing lived in Monroe County, was a local moonshiner, and that's how the show got started. So even though the show is about, it was a fiction, it was really a history of North Carolina, since Jerry Rushing lived in North Carolina. Guy Waldron wrote Moonrunners, and after he wrote Moonrunners, Hollywood wanted to know if he could soften it up a little bit, so he wrote Dukes of Hazzard.
What was the first piece you acquired for your museum?
1969 Dodge Charger that needed total restoration.
How long have you been working on the museum?
Well, it took me about a year to get it so public could come to it. Now I can continue to evolve it and add stuff so much that I'm almost running out of space. And right now, if I acquire something that's a little bit better quality, maybe something will leave.
Have any of the stars on the show been down here? Or?
There are 3 stars that want to come out, or planning to come out. That's Ben Jones and Alma, which is his wife. Ben Jones was the Cooter character. Tom Sacramento worked for WB, did all the stunt work. And Jerry Rushing behind me. I got a phone call from him a few days ago and wanted to know if I knew who he was. I said, of course, Jerry, I knew all about you. He was the moonshiner from Monroe.
How often do you acquire new pieces?
They kind of evolve. If I see some on eBay, and since I'm running on a budget, if I can afford it, and maybe I've got an old Coke crate in the back, so I'll just acquire a piece and stick them together. So it's nothing here is really planned.
Why did you call it the Boar's Nest? Why did you model it off of that instead of some other location?
The Boar's Nest, nothing against the Boar's Nest right now doesn't exist in the show. A local church has rented it, and it's in Covington, Georgia. So I told myself, we're going to have ourselves a Boar's Nest. And everybody has a big heart for this show, and I felt like it needed a place to land. And it's just, people treat the show as family.
Who would be your ideal member from the show to show up?
Jesse Duke.
Why?
Because of all the values. He had good country values. If everybody's ever watched the show, everybody looks up to Jesse. And it's interesting, if anybody puts a negative comment on maybe a Facebook page about Jesse, all the people really take up for the actor. So the actor is alive and well, even though he passed away years ago.
And finally, last year they took Dukes of Hazzard off the air. What were your feelings about that?
The people that made that decision never watched the Dukes of Hazzard, because if they did, they would know it was nothing racist about the Dukes of Hazzard. The Dukes of Hazzard never got their day in court, and they were considered guilty. So it's...
Tell me about your new exhibit you're working on.
My new exhibit is... it's going to be a gathering place for... we'll have Evel Knievel stuff in it. It's going to be a Boss Hall General Store, the look of it. So it's going to be an old country store, the outside, but inside it'll be museum replicas of Evel Knievel and a country store. I'm hoping to get some vending in there. And people will come there and they'll hang out, and then they'll go off the back deck and it overlooks a nice, gorgeous river. So we'll have cafe umbrellas, and it'll be just a gathering place.
Anything planned after that?
No, but every time I say it, people laugh. So, so yeah, it probably will be something else.
You're not going to have this into a whole theme park by the time you're done, maybe?
Well, my goal is, I told my wife, my goal is to have us have to move.
How does she feel about that?
Oh, she likes it. Everybody's like, how does she feel about it? She's very supportive. And all the stuff you see in this museum has been donated for people. We probably had over 800 guests so far. We had a guest from Italy. They came over to the United States just to see Dukes of Hazzard stuff. They visited Cooter's place, they visited original Boar's Nest, and they came to our Boar's Nest and got on a plane and went back to Italy. So it's my Facebook page calls Boar's Nest a Dukes of Hazzard museum. Last week we reached over 52,000 people. So please go to that. And that's the best way to figure out when we're open too. We're open most Saturdays from October to around spring.
And do like groups come in, or?
Yes, we have groups. We've had summer camps. We've had church groups. We've had bikers. We've had everybody.
Is there anything you'd like to add here at the end? Anything you'd like to say about the show or yourself?
If you want to learn more about the Boar's Nest at Dukes of Hazzard Museum, just Google up Boar's Nest, North Carolina, and that'll show you. We've had WRAL TV5 come out. They did a Nooks and Crannies on us. We were in our state film festival and numerous magazines.